Pisces, this is going to be your December reading for 2018. And so, as usual, I'm going to do an 11-card Celtic cross spread. You actually ended up with 12 instead of 11. I picked your cards already, and so this month I'm going to be using the spiral deck for your general reading. And this month I am using this really beautiful deck. It's actually not a tarot deck at all. This is called the Astrological Oracle cards. And it's Art Nouveau, and they're gilded with what looks like some silver gilding. And so this is the good thing about being a tarot reader and an astrologer, is this will be easy for me to interpret. They're so beautiful though. It's 24 cards. It's the 12 signs and the 12 planets, or actually less than that, 10 planets. So this is Venus, by the way. That's a nice one to get at the bottom of the deck. You'll have to excuse me, I've had kind of a strange morning. I actually tried to do your reading yesterday, but the dog was crying and whining and wouldn't stay calm, so it got interrupted so many times I erased it. So hopefully he'll be on better behavior today. It's been one of those strange mornings where I went out for a super long walk and had to do some errands, and practically everybody in my tiny town is freaking out. Not everyone, but a great number of them were all frantic and freaking out this morning. So I burned some sage and let it go. But if I seem strange, I'm still letting it go. So I'm going to show you your Celtic cross spread, and then I'll start reading for you. And again, this is for Pisces rising, sun, and moon, and this is your general reading. This channel's been up for 6 months now, and I have under 400 subscribers, and the ones that I have are mostly total strangers, and I have no idea how you guys even found my channel in the first place. I'm not hooked up to social media at all yet. I'm hoping to be hooked up to Instagram and a few other things next month when I have more time. I've been trying to do bonus readings, but honestly, being a single parent, things are tight right now, and I'm not sure that I can promise to get those out. Hopefully next month things will be easier and I'll have more time to put more things on this channel, but for now we'll just say that this is your reading for the month. So your first central experience for the month of December is quite lovely. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Your challenge to that is the Two of Wands. What is helping you or hindering you, this is what's hindering you, is the Five of Pentacles. At the root of your being, you have the Four of Wands. In the recent past, you have the King of Swords. Happy holidays, by the way. Or happy winter solstice. As your best possible outcome, this is odd, but it makes sense with the clarifier. You have the Ten of Wands as your best possible outcome. In the near future, you have two cards that popped out together, which are the Hermit and the Ace of Pentacles. You right now are your own court card, the Knight of Cups. I think I remember this was your central experience for last month, or what was helping you. I can't remember what, but you've had your own card for a couple of months in a row now, which is good. In your surroundings, you have the High Priestess. Your hopes are the Knight of Wands. And your general outcome, this is lovely. the Nine of Cups. This nicely balances out that 10 of Wands that you have in your best possible outcome. Hopefully I'm speaking loud enough for you. I'm going to try to, okay? So, your central experience for the month of December looks like things are changing dramatically. It may be a little discombobulating for you because when things are changing this dramatically, it's hard to know what is up, what is down, or what the heck is going on, and how long this shifting is going to be going on for. Luckily for you, I'm thinking it's probably just going to be this month is the crux of this change. Even though it's discombobulating, this is actually a beneficial change that is going to open things up for you in your life and bring you new opportunities and positive changes. It's just tricky right now because it looks as though you've hit a moment of massive change in a good way, but it's still intense. And so you should expect things to get better and more fortunate for you, but like I said, it may seem unsettling this month because of all of the changes or because things are shifting so dramatically. So, your challenge to that is the Two of Wands. Here, let me back up for a second. I'm going to show this to you with the clarifier. See if I can angle it right. You have the Two of Wands with Mars. And so your challenge is, what the heck do you do? Mars is action and taking initiative and being passionate about things as well. But it's wrapped up with having to make a choice on what do you do? Because things are changing dramatically, you may be confused to the point where you're not really sure what direction to go on in, or what to choose, or what to do. You definitely have dreams and things you want to go towards, and beneficial opportunities that are on the horizon or on their way. But this is the moment of change where you're in between the old world and the new world. And so your challenge this month may be something like, what actions do you take? What do you do? What do you decide? And how do you move forward with this? Or it may be a lack of energy or energy fluctuations. At certain times you may have a lot of energy, other times your energy sinks. And so try to balance things as much as you possibly can. Yeah, this is the only two you have in here. So, okay, I think that's pretty straightforward. So, what is hindering you is worries about money. Maybe for some of you, money is tight. Maybe for others of you, you feel left out in the cold. Sometimes with this season, along with it comes depression. In December is the winter solstice, the darkest night of the year, and it does bring up depression for a lot of people, especially with holidays. Not everyone has the Hallmark version of a happy Christmas. A lot of people can have setbacks or just a feeling of loneliness or sadness. I'm not saying that this is going on for all of you, but it is a tricky time. You know, there isn't enough sunlight, and so it would be important for you to focus on what is inside that window rather than outside of it. It definitely takes It definitely takes the intention of this. You could go one way or the other. You could succumb to feelings of being left out in the cold, of not having what you need. This could be love, money, a home, lots of things, a family, happiness. Or you could focus on what is inside of the window, where it's warm, cozy, they have enough, it looks like a happy couple or a couple that's in love. But also at this time, what I'm getting is that some of you may cling to what you have out of a fear of that there won't be enough. But strangely enough, I'm getting the advice from the collective guides that you guys have that you should focus on giving. If you feel as though you don't have enough and you're out in the cold, by all means, pay attention to the blessings that you do have in your life and ask for help. Don't feel like you have to be out in the cold. I'm sure that couple in the window would let these people in if they knew that they were out there. Sometimes it's a feeling of self-imposed isolation because of, I don't know, I've never really thought of Pisces people as having a whole lot of pride, but it could be a blow to the pride to have to ask for help or to worry about lean times. Maybe you're not communicating to other people enough on where you're at, or that you truly do need help, or you need some warmth in your life. If you happen to be the happy people inside the house, please keep in mind that there are other people around you in your life that really truly need help, and feel free to give whatever you can, whether it's time, money, a small gesture, a smile, whatever it takes. I feel as though this is either going on with you or around you. And I know you guys rather well. If you knew that there were people around you suffering, and if you had the time and the energy, you would totally do this. But I'm getting something about you may be having a rough time and you're not telling people about it, where people would help you if you just let them know what's going on with you. And there also, on the flip side, might be people around you that you care about that are going through a really rough time and you're not aware of it because they haven't brought it to your attention. You may want to take a look around. But in any case, what is hindering you is a feeling of lack or a feeling of poverty in one way or another. So try not to focus on this. Flip it if you can. What is helping you is the sun, which, yeah, I'm getting something about, even though it's the darkest time of the year and there can be some sadness around you or with you, focus on sunshine, whether it's just having a lot of brightly lit lights inside your house, sun gazing on the days when the sun is shining. For those of you that don't live in a climate where it is hardcore winter right now, it still says you need to spend more time outside in the sunshine. You still need to focus on the warmth that is in your life. Don't feel as if you have no warmth. If you look at the story that these two are telling, this mother or father and child out in the snow are barefoot out in the snow, looking in at the nice, cozy, warm house, at the happy couple inside, and they feel left out, like they don't have what they need. I'm surprised that their feet doesn't have frostbite. But right next to it is the sun, which has all of the warmth that they possibly need. So try to focus on the sunshine in your life that you do have, and be appreciative for the sun that you do have in your life. Try not to focus too much on the feeling of the lack of warmth. If you need warmth, show that you need it, and that you need a little encouragement or a little upliftment or people to crack jokes around you when you feel sad to get you to laugh. And do the same for other people that are having a rough time. So, at your root, you are ready to plant a new foundation on something. You want to create something new in your life that is long-lasting and solid. This could be, some of you may become engaged or may enter into a relationship that perhaps you've been in for a while, but now it's taking it, as they say, to the next level, or deciding, okay, we are together now. This is definitely coming through for some of you, that you've either been in a new relationship where now you're ready, or both of you are ready to make it official or say, okay, this is permanent, or, you know, this is happening now. For others of you, this could be a new home, a new business, a new relationship, a goal that you have wanted to manifest for a while, and now it's manifested, or at least it's stable enough now where you know it's not going anywhere. And if you feel you don't have that in your life, this is truly what you need and want at your core. And I'm getting that this is, if you don't have this, this is entirely possible, and you will receive some good news or some good evidence in your life of things settling down into something that you can create with or grow. Okay? In the recent past, you've done some hardcore assessing, really looking at things objectively and focusing on clearly communicating with other people. With it, you have Virgo. Maybe for some of you, in the recent past, you've been dealing with a Virgo. But what I am getting is that Virgo is very much in a way like the King of Swords, where it assesses things, it scrutinizes things, it looks at the little details and how things are put together or how things work. It's also an extremely analytical sign that has to do with having a critical eye, or in its best form, it's constructive criticism, where it's really looking at things for what they are and figuring out how to best place things back together where they work better than before. It could be that in the recent past you've had to have some kind of a serious discussion with a Virgo. It can also be saying, since Virgo is your opposite, you guys are the dreamers and the romantics, and the Virgo archetype is your opposite, which is the practical day-to-day logistics of how things work, and also of weeding or cutting out with her scythe exactly what doesn't work in order to narrow it down to what truly matters. And so it may be that you have had to get more analytical than you normally are in the recent past, where you've had to really view things, look at things, and assess things. And also a major focus on communication, of really truly being direct, honest, and clear in a very objective, calm way with other people on where you're at, or just in general. You may have also received some kind of a message from someone, and you've had to think about it before you responded back. So that's where you're coming from. Okay. Your best possible outcome is the Ten of Wands with Pluto. And so what I'm getting here is your best possible outcome is to completely transform your burdens. And by burdens, I mean old ways that you have had possibly for years of feeling responsible, of feeling like you give too much without getting much in return, or that it's just been a hard time of a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things that have had to be done, possibly even neck and upper back or lower back pain. And this is also energetically carrying burdens from the past. Perhaps you need to lighten your load and let some of those things go and realize it's not your responsibility to carry those things. Whatever it is that you're carrying has gotten to a point now where you almost have no energy left, or you're not sure if you can continue to carry these things for very much longer without falling apart. And so because Pluto is with this, this is saying this is finally changing. Because you have the Wheel of Fortune as your central experience, I'm getting a direct message that things are about to get a lot better. And if you have struggled, whether it's lack of love, lack of money, lack of stability, lack of whatever it is, this is the lack card, or the feeling that you don't have what you need. And also a feeling of disappointment that other people have what they need, but you don't have what you need. Something like that. No judgment here. I'm just saying that's what I'm getting, is like a feeling of, why do these people have that and I don't have that? Especially since you're so generous and giving in general with your time and sympathy, it feels as though you have been struggling in a lot of ways. But things are changing dramatically for the better. And that means you will no longer have to carry this load anymore or feel laden down by burdens or responsibilities. Whatever you've been carrying with you, it is destined to either end, die, or be transformed, where your best possible outcome is to no longer do this. And sometimes this can, I'm looking at the 10 of Wands here, sometimes this can represent guilt. Things that we carry that are emotional burdens or energy burdens from the past of unresolved endings, things that we feel we didn't do as well as we should have, regrets, disappointments, pain, trauma. It can be grief. It can be lots of things. So what I'm getting is that this is finally transforming, where you will no longer be carrying this with you anymore. You can't continue to do this. And I almost feel as though for a lot of you, this is self-imposed. You may have, I'm so sorry to have to word it this way, because I love you guys, but it's almost like, I lost it. Let me see if it comes back. It's almost like making excuses for not changing for the better because you've been through so many setbacks in the past. You've almost come to accept this or expect it. Or that would, if you dropped those burdens, that would mean that you would have to change, and you may be scared of that in a certain way because you're not used to it. That's one way of interpreting it. Another way is that if you have been burdened by responsibilities that are beyond your control, it is finally transforming and changing now. That cycle is now coming to an end, and space is being made for you for new things to come in, and they are coming in. So, in the future, you are going to be planting a new seed. This new seed that's going to be planted, or a new idea that is an idea for money or business or something that you want to manifest, something that you want to bring into being in your life. It involves a certain amount of inner searching, which is the Hermit here. In the future, you're going to be doing some deep inner searching. This is another Virgo card. You have 2 Virgo cards in here. The Hermit is your opposite. You also have your own card in here, so I feel like you're working on balancing yourself quite a bit, of not losing your romantic outlook or your empathy, your dreaming self. You cannot erase that or get rid of that. That will always be part of who you are, and you need to nurture that too. But it's also saying to balance it out with practicality and possibly even come up with strategies on how you would go about bringing this into being, or doing some inner searching to figure out what is it that you want to plant. What is it truly that you want to bring into being, so that you can narrow it down or get real simple about what you want or what you need to do. Because this is reminding me of your challenge, which is to make a decision about what to do. And it looks as though you do need some time out, whether it's a small vacation or just making space in your life for moments of quiet where you can do some inner searching and figure out, okay, doing some inner searching to figure out, what do I really want to plant? What do I want to begin? What do I want to create? And how do I practically go about doing that? There's definitely a brilliant idea you have or some kind of dream, and it's entirely possible for you to bring that into being. But because things are dramatically changing for the better, but it's still tricky right now. It's almost like having to dance on top of the wheel and maintain your balance without spinning off of it. That's kind of reminding me of, was it the Pirates of the Caribbean, where he was on top of a giant wooden ball or something and he had to run on the top of it? It's kind of like that. But keep in mind, in order to have space for you to begin this new thing, you need to let go of these burdens and let them end. Otherwise, you have no arm space to be able to hold anything new. So, you right now are yourself, which is excellent. You're getting back in touch with faith, with trust, with dreams, inspiration, feeling more yourself than possibly you have in a while. You know how us Neptunian souls are told, especially since we're children, not for all of us, but for a lot of us, we're too sensitive, we're too dreamy, we're too impractical. You know, you tell people to have faith and they just look at you like you're completely insane. You are not completely insane. This really is who you are. And Neptunian souls bring a great deal of beauty into the world that is extremely refined and healing for a lot of people. But I think sometimes people forget that you guys carry that and bring that to the world. Sometimes they look at you guys as if you are insane because you are such dreamers and imaginative people. A lot of people would look at that as being impractical when really it's a much needed force in this world. It's extremely valuable. And so I see you as truly honoring yourself and recognizing the beauty that you bring to the world, and that it is important for you to be yourself. You can't be anything other than yourself. The card that goes with this is Aquarius. And so what I'm getting here is you're getting much more back in tune with your dreams, with your ideas, dreams, aspirations, inspirations. I feel as though you want to help the world in one way or another. And you may be coming up with brilliant ideas of being able to help or to be of service to, what I'm getting here is humanitarian pursuits. So this could be volunteer work. This could be devoting a little bit of your time to help for bettering the lives of groups of people, or anthropology, or figuring out a better way where people can gather together to focus on their dreams or to feel as if they're going someplace. I'm getting for somebody, this is becoming a counselor, or deciding to do some volunteer work, or do some kind of community pursuit that would benefit the lives of lots of people, including yourself. Or this is what you want to do, and you want to make enough space in your life to be able to do this. Perhaps you've been carrying so many burdens you haven't been able to have the time or the energy to be able to do this, but this is much needed for you to do in order to feel whole or feel like you're doing something meaningful with your life. This can even be dreams of going on a journey, or to pursue your creativity or your talents or whatever brings you happiness. So this is definitely what you're mulling over, though, or what you want. In your surroundings, you have the High Priestess, and so trust your intuition when it comes to your surroundings. Your gut may be telling you something very specific, or telling you concerning your surroundings. Pay attention to your gut reactions. Your intuition at this time is extremely strong. And also, in your surroundings, you may have a lot of psychics or intuitives around you that are telling you messages. Those messages are accurate, especially if you hear them from many intuitive people and it's the same message, especially when it backs up how you already feel. There's something about your surroundings that may be hidden, but not necessarily in a negative way. I'm getting for December, the High Priestess is working behind the scenes for the fates in the Wheel of Fortune. In the Wheel of Fortune, you have the 3 fates. I forget their names. One's a maiden, one's a mother, and one's a crone. The maiden spins the wool, the mother weaves it, and the crone cuts it. Everything has its beginning, has its life, and has its end, and things are constantly changing and moving. You may be having something come to an end right now in order to make space for new weavings to come into your life. The fates most definitely have something in store for you, and it seems as though it's going to be transforming your reality. And I feel as though in your surroundings there may be some people that are behind the scenes that are helping to orchestrate something, or possibly sending you prayers or sending you good thoughts for things to change for you for the better. Not that all Pisceans are having a rough time or are somehow destitute at this time. This is just what I'm getting in here. Apply it in whatever level it works with. And if it doesn't apply, then I guess this reading isn't for you this time around. But if it doesn't apply with money, apply it to wherever you feel that you lack. Because I definitely feel as though things have been rough for you. You've been exhausted, or you've had a lot on your plate, let's put it that way, and you feel as though you're not receiving what you need. But things are most definitely changing, and I feel as if there are some hidden angels in your life that are helping to facilitate this in one way or another, whether it's just wishing you well, or yeah, I'm getting for someone watching, you have people praying for you, and you may not even be aware of it. And I just want to let you guys know I'm not necessarily a religious person. So when I say prayers, I don't mean associated with any religion. I just mean prayers. So, your hope. Let's put it this way. Your hope is the Knight of Wands and the Leo card. Maybe for some of you, you are hoping for newfound sunshine, adventure, talents being expressed. You want to shine. You're tired of being dimmed down, or you're tired of not having enough energy or time for what truly matters to you. You need to let your heart shine. You need to get more creative again. Create what you want and have enough energy to be able to do that, and enough optimism and passion. You may need to figure out what is it that you would like to create. What is it you would like to bring into being? Same sort of message as your near future, but this looks more like you're actively searching for this. Maybe you're thinking about learning some new skills. You may be thinking about hoping to take some classes to improve your creative gifts, or to go into a new direction with your creative gifts, or just simply to express yourself fully and feel vitality again, and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get that. I'm looking at the Knight of Wands here. He is willing to do whatever it takes to go towards and take action towards creativity, love, passion, having enough energy and strength. So, your general outcome is awesome. You've got the Nine of Cups. You have some kind of gift headed your way. It may manifest in a number of different ways. It may just come through circumstances or life in general. It may come from other people, or you may just stumble across it. But I feel as though you are being given a great gift. You're having some kind of a small miracle or breakthrough happen where you all of a sudden you realize how fortunate you are, or you have some lucky break that comes out of nowhere that makes you feel like the universe really is looking after you. Maybe you hit some time a while back where you felt as though that spiritual forces weren't there for you, or your own prayers weren't being answered, or you needed help and it just for such a long time it didn't really come. And perhaps you may have even struggled with a feeling of lack of faith. But this looks as if something magical or wonderful happens to you in one way or another, and it makes you realize that they really have been listening this whole time. It's just, I feel as though it's something to do with timing. It wasn't the right time yet, even though you got worn down pretty thin. And your clarifier that goes with this is Capricorn. If some of you are single, you may meet someone who's a Capricorn who's very good for you. That aside, this most definitely has to do with your skills, your money, your abundance, your goals in life, a feeling of accomplishment, a feeling of going someplace. And I'm getting a real emphasis in this reading of you're getting really practical, and you're looking at practical steps on how to go about making sure that good things continue to happen, or that you continue to grow. And as long as you continue to creatively grow, then you will feel whole or happy with yourself. And so let's look at your two outcomes. Your best possible outcome is to finally lay down your burdens and be done with it. Or the universe takes your burdens away, whether you like it or not. Or something about these burdens are being transformed. This takes your initiative in order to have your best possible outcome. This takes your willpower to do this. This isn't something that's just going to happen. You need to focus on letting go of those burdens. That is your responsibility for this month. Or to let go of at least half of those so that you have some arm space and where you can actually stand up straight. And your general outcome is you may receive even an opportunity for a job or a business that is like the dream job or business that you've always wanted to do. For instance, if you've always wanted to be a florist and for whatever reasons it never happened, all of a sudden someone meets you at the cafe and says that they have a job for you to be a florist. It's something like that. Something you've always wanted to do and all of a sudden it materializes, or it's being handed to you. Or you're realizing that you can do what you want, or that you can do what makes you feel happy, and it can bring you a sense of going someplace, money, and a good reputation as well. So, okay, you guys, I love you very much. Happy winter solstice. And I shall see you soon. I love you very much. Many blessings to you. Okay, bye.